I'm Kathleen Taylor, and I am doing an interview today with Billy Taylor, which is my husband, and we're going to be talking about middle adulthood today. Today, we're talking about middle adulthood, which occurs between the ages of 40 and 65. So now I have to ask you, how old are you?
Well, I'm 44 years old.
Which is the same age as I am. Now, since you're 44, you're experiencing middle adulthood. So now that you're experiencing middle adulthood, there are signs that show that you are experiencing middle adulthood and that you are aging. So at this time, we'll be discussing, have you had changes in your vision, hearing loss, thinning hair or loss of hair, weight gain, and there are plenty of other symptoms that go with aging. So what are the symptoms that you have experienced since you are in middle adulthood?
Well, as anyone can tell by looking at me, certainly hair thinning. My vision has been relatively ineffective. I do feel like my hearing has declined some. I don't hear as well as I used to. My weight has definitely increased from when I was younger. Furthermore, the older you get, the harder it is to take off. That is the challenge I have faced.
Do you feel like what your hearing loss is from like listening to headphones when you were younger or anything like that?
No, I think it's just age catching
Just
up with
age?
me. Yeah, I mean it's not too noticeable yet, but I can tell I ask people to repeat themselves.
Okay. Now, does your family have hereditary heart problems, cancer, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, or diabetes? There are also others like cholesterol, arthritis, acid reflux, gum diseases, and some people even get shingles in middle adulthood. So, are you aware of the signs and symptoms of these health problems?
I am. I have. I'm familiar with them just from individual research. I'm unaware of any of my family having any of those. It was kind of a toss up. My dad died at 55, so that was in 1988. So there wasn't the ability to check a lot of that there is now. It was believed he might have diabetes, but it was never diagnosed. He did die of a heart attack, but it wasn't of a heart related disease that we know of.
Yeah. Okay. Now, since entering this stage of life, have you noticed any cognitive intellectual decline in how you make decisions or remember things?
Making decisions, no, not so much. Other than I've just gained some experience, so I feel like I make better decisions. But as far as memory goes, oh, absolutely, I have much less of a memory than I had when I was younger. Much less.
And since you just said that making decisions from the experience that you have with middle adulthood, it's called tacit knowledge, and it increases with age because you have the experience as you're getting older, working and life, and you're gaining all this experience compared to when you were 20. So that's why it's called wisdom. It comes with age. And also, you just said that your memory loss is kind of shot, which decreases with age. So, yeah, I'm there with you, babe. So, how has your relationship changed with others since entering into this stage of life? The spouse, significant other, parents, children, co-workers, and neighbors.
Not really a whole lot with a lot of the group. I find that I'm at less in contact with some of my closer friends, mainly just distance. And I don't know, as you get older, you tend to spend more time with your family, the people that live in your house. You just don't go out and do much with others.
So how do you feel about, so we do have a child that's in college, and he is out of the house. We have another one fixing to graduate in a couple of years, and she'll be out of the house. So how do you feel about what they call empty nest syndrome?
I experienced it already with Nick when he left. We hung out, as you know, we hung out a lot. He's more than just a kid. He's my friend. Ashley, I haven't even. I'm not. I can't even come to terms with her leaving yet. I feel like the empty nest syndrome will hit me specifically pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. And also at this time in the middle of adulthood is when we're not up there yet, but we start taking care of our parents. How do you feel about that?
No, I just can't wait.
So you're just not really looking forward to taking care of all our parents?
No, not even in the slightest.
Not even in the slightest.
No.
But you'll do it with a smile on your face.
I'll do it. I'm not going to promise the smile.
Now, what is your career at this time?
I'm a retail store team leader.
Are you comfortable and content with your career? Why or why not?
I'm comfortable with it at the moment because it fits my lifestyle. I get to be home with my family. It affords me being home with the family a lot. I can foresee when the kids are out of the house, maybe wanting to do something different. But at the moment, no, I'm perfectly happy with it.
I think you just answered the next question. Do you want to advance or change your career in the future?
Possibly when the kids are gone and our lifestyle has changed. It's just the two of us.
And a lot of times at this middle adulthood, a lot of them at this age are comfortable in their jobs because they got the experience. A lot of people are discriminated in their job at this age. Do you see that in your career?
No, for me, I'm actually a hiring manager. For me, it's kind of just the opposite. I hear people all the time. They talk about on TV people being discriminated because they're too old. I like getting the old ones. They have a much stronger work ethic than the younger kids of today. The old ones work. They come to work. The old ones come to work. The young ones, they tend to not have that strong work ethic. So no, I don't I don't see in my field discriminating them because I actually like getting the elders.
And that's good because it's bad to discriminate. Mm-hmm. Now, what lifestyle choices have had a strong impact on your health status? Like exercise, diet, habits, like, smoking when you were younger, drinking when you were younger, not exercising, not dieting, or even taking vitamins. If you could change your choices from the past, what lifestyle choices would you have changed?
Really, I mean, I've done a lot of the stuff you just mentioned, but none of those I feel like have too big an impact on my life today. Other than I wished I would have got into a routine of exercise. Mm-hmm. That is the only I wished I would have formed better eating and exercise habits. But yeah, there's stuff I don't regret having done. It doesn't affect much of what I do in my everyday life now.
Yeah. Do you predict you will, or have you felt like you have experienced a midlife crisis? And a midlife crisis, according to Erickson, is a crisis of generativity versus stagnation, which involves looking at one's life while asking the question, am I doing anything worthwhile? And also with Levinson's theory, it talks about midlife as someone reconciling the dream they held about the future with the reality they now experience.
I've definitely not been through a midlife crisis. I really don't see myself having a midlife crisis. A lot of the things that you talked about just then that lead to the midlife crisis. Oh, did I fulfill my dreams? I really see. My dream was always to get married to a wonderful woman and have good kids, and I feel like I've had that. And as the kids get older, I see myself in them, so I don't so much see a need to fulfill any dream because they're fulfilling my dream already. So no, I'm pretty content actually.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this interview with me.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one.